Techthusiasm living room home theater overhaul vlog number 10. Welcome. We're into the fun stuff now. As you can see behind me, there's an image on the TV. The TV is hanging back in its rightful place in its cubby. Yeah, this is still the 83-inch LG G2. We're still working on the TV plan, short-term and long-term. We'll see where that goes. However, in this vlog, we're going to go over the whole process of basically getting the video chain back online, the Apple TV, the Kaleidescape, and the gaming PC using the detachable end pure fiber optic RUI Pro cables, the new ones. Spoiler alert, we hit one pretty frustrating snafu, not with the cables, but with some of the logistics of the cables and the logistics of the PC build. We'll get to that in just a little bit. And we're there. At the end of this vlog, the video chain will be set, and we'll continue forward into the audio. So here we go. Let's get the video stuff installed. We just did a center marking on the wall. Gave myself a nice thick black Sharpie magic marker center line so that I have that marked for any kind of future reference.
What ones are we spraying it through? Oh, those holes.
Trying to see where it was. Grab the vacuum cleaner. Be able to lift mine up first to give you some space. Ouch.
What are we doing?
There you go, towards me. Should be it. Here we are. TV is hung, looking pretty good. Not finalized. I'll do all the final arrangement, angling, and all of that to come. But we are validating the beginning of the video chain, and we have power, we have data, we have the Apple TV working from downstairs all the way up to the room here. Actually even have a little bit of audio. We're just on the TV audio, of course. As you can see, there are no speakers installed quite yet. We do have the PC brought up. Now I do have down below here the one kind of looped HDMI. That's the one that's feeding the Apple TV. So these RUI Pro cables are working fine, working great. We have the other 4 cables and then the optical audio cable that will go back down to the STR. All right, so we're here behind the LG, just to take a look at basically these cables again. So we do have one of these fiber optic cables, such a small, simple, easy cable with the detachable end plugged into HDMI 1. And I did find if you disconnect power to this cable, it's black. There is no signal. So it does have to be powered, at least on one end. They do say the display side. If you're going to use HDMI CEC and stuff like that, then you do have to power both sides, but I'm expecting to just get away here. Now, one thing that I didn't even realize, I thought we had one USB port on the LG. There's actually 3. And I'm going to be using 3 of these fiber optic cables, so I don't even need the hub that I bought. I was thinking, for whatever reason, that we had one USB port. I was going to affix a 1x4 USB hub right here, plug that in the TV for power, and then plug all of the cable leads into that to get their power. But I don't even need it. Even better, 1, 2, and 3 HDMI ports. So we'll have the cable for the Apple TV, one for the Kaleidoscape, and one for the PC coming from the other side. I did plug in Ethernet, so we're back online, Control 4 with the TV and all that. And next up, we're going to do the Kaleidoscape. We're going to hook up the Kaleidoscape. So we have 2 of these power connectors included with each cable, and then we have the ends here. So they are labeled source and display. Looking for the display side right here. We'll take the source one downstairs in just a moment. And these affix together real simple. Just take this tape off, put it on my hand for the moment, take the tip off and the cover. You can see there's a plug on the back end. Give me a second here. We need to find the intended cable that we're going to use, the red one that we labeled red. So each of these cables, when we pulled them, we did a basically a white, a yellow, a red, and a green marking on them, so we know what they are, HDMI 1 through HDMI 4. Those markings and stuff are on all sides, both ends of the cable, both down in the theater room, and marked up here as well. Again, these come with these little tape pieces holding the pieces together. We pop off the cap, we grab the tip, and it is keyed. It is keyed. It only goes one way. So we have kind of a flap there, and it looks like that goes down. So these pop right in, click, click, and we'll end up heading downstairs in just a moment. Actually, I think the Kaleidescape is on HDMI 4. And I do love this with the LG. I do like how they give you these little channels here to kind of route your cables, fold the cables up and stuff like that. What I will end up doing though is kind of tying these up into a loop, and we'll set that loop basically right here with some Velcro straps and all of that. And you can see the difference between the powered cable and the non-powered cable. You do get a little blue light indicator when this is on. So let's go downstairs. Let's take care of the other end. All right, so we're down here at the rack, of course. We brought in all 5 of these cables from the channels upstairs, just looking basically. Oop, oh no, okay, stop recording.
Oops.
Tip number 1, don't drop your. All right, tip number 1, don't drop the cable into the box of chairs next to your home theater rack. Okay, so we're looking for the red one. All right, so same as upstairs, we just popped the little cap off. This already had the thing removed. I do always keep the caps, and again, these are nice and keyed so that it'll only go in a certain way, and then they just clip in there. Real nice catch, and I'm just going to plug this right into the back, right in the back of the Strato. Let's head back up and validate that. All right, so we're back up here now. We got this plugged in. The HDMI connection is made. There is no picture, so we do have to plug in, snap that in, put this back in, and then we'll plug this one into the bottom, and then give it just a second. Boom, instant on. Cable's powered, we have signal. We will validate, I just, for the sake of anybody else that may be in the same situation, we will validate whether the hub works also. So we're gonna run this through some validation, and then we'll come back over to the PC. And that's the more interesting, I think the most interesting of the wiring connections to make. All right, so the bits and pieces for the PC. Now we have a regular cable coming from that utility entry behind the TV down to the side here. We're gonna connect that cable to a patch panel that we will install. And then we have this extension cable, which has both a male and female end on it. The male end will go in to basically this side of the patch panel, the back side of the other cable, and then the other side will get connected to the source side tip of the where the PC, the graphics card HDMI output is. So for now, let's get the display side connected with the power cord. All right, so we're on the side over here. We had this far too big of a hole drilled out just to fit this, but so this will end up just sitting here nice and flush, nice and level, nice and flush, and we'll connect the fiber optic cables, through. So we should be able to screw this guy right in here. There we go. There we go. All right, so here on the back side, we should be able to just pop this right off. And then, I might get in the way a little bit here, but I can't see. Probably should have connected this before.
Yeah, that would have probably been a good idea.
There it is. All right, and we're in. So now this cable will sit in here nice and easy, and the it'll be ahead. The speaker won't even come back far enough to hit this cable. All right, we'll get this PC connected. Love having the Ethernet junction right there. We got power right here. And then now, oops, it's turning on. Didn't mean for it to turn on quite yet. Now for our HDMI output, we run this guy right in there. So that should be fully clicked together. We connect our HDMI piece here and HDMI. The only thing I hope is that this is not too long. Oh no, we got a problem. Houston, we have a problem.
Don't chop up the cable with the fan.
No. So this is kind of a bummer. I did not anticipate, I guess one thing to be cognizant of with these cables is they make the HDMI connection very long. So the tip of the cable, the detachable end, plus the fiber optic cable plugging into it makes for, geez, what is this, a few inches of depth. So I pulled the fan out that's in there, and actually this is viable. I'll lose a little bit of the forced hot air removal, but there is convection, and I think it may end up being okay in the end. We're gonna go with this for now, just in the interest of getting things validated and connected. Question will be, is can I get this on without damaging? Yeah, so we're good. So we were able to get all of this on. The cable's coming out there. We usually put our wireless controller, this is for the Bluetooth, up on top there. And then we have the cables coming out in the back. So the PC is running minus a fan, and we have video. So all of these cables are working, and we'll go through a whole final validation step as well, getting some gaming running and full-blown, full-speed HDMI through it. Okay, so I didn't actually need this now. I just realizing, like, shoot, I probably should just return this sealed up or whatever, but I want to try it. Maybe I'll end up keeping it anyway. Who knows what future TV may have less USB ports, but this was just an Anchor, picked up off of Amazon, 4-port, ultra slim, USB 3.0 data hub. And it doesn't have external power or anything like that, just a little pigtail, and then 4 ports. So we have a clear video signal coming through everything with all of these directly plugged into the television. What I'm gonna do here is just disconnect them basically one by one. And we're going to put the whole power load onto the hub. And then I don't think it matters which plug we go into on the TV, but we're gonna plug into one of these. It looks like 1, 2, 3. I see all the lights, and then let's go around here. And we're right back. It's amazing how quickly these come up with the video signal as soon as power is put on that HDMI plug. This is awesome. So we got that one, and then the Kaleidescape should be working as well. Perfect. So yeah, if anybody out there is looking to use these cables in this kind of a configuration, USB hub works perfect. All right, so we're good. Validation is solid. Everything was looking great, so we went ahead and buttoned it all up. No more video cables hanging out down below. The only cable remaining is for the audio system. The audio is what will be coming next. Give this a little tug here and a pull out. You can see, gotta be careful just how tight I pull actually, but we have an Ethernet cable for the TV. Here's the 3 RUI Pro HDMIs that we're using. Love this cable management on the back of the LG displays. And coming up, I just kind of looped them right on themselves right here. These are basically interference-free fiber optic cables, and I also buttoned up and Velcroed up the USB cables, the power cables for each of those. And then the extras are just sitting over here. I've got them all bundled and looped up whenever we need another HDMI. Bi-directional as well, so if something ends up in here and we got to get that signal down to the rack, we can go from source to display down in the basement, or vice versa. These will just sit here nice and easy, out of sight, out of mind, hanging behind the television. The wiring back here is going to be so much simpler, having the sources and the equipment and stuff all properly routed and not actually sitting in here. We also did a little bit of slack pulling, so we made sure we have enough slack to get to the far side of the cubby in case we do go with the TCL television or something where the IO ports are over there on the other side. Of course, we're never going to be moving this infrastructure panel over, but there's plenty of slack in these cables here and in the optical and in the HDMIs to get to input ports that would be over on that side. And then my son and I together with his help, we took any of the extra slack back down to the basement. So not only can these cables reach wherever they need to reach on the back of the TV, they've got slack down on the rack side to get wherever they need to get within the rack itself. So there you go. Nothing in this hobby is ever without some level of trade-off or challenge involved. If the biggest trade-off that we have to make is taking one of the exhaust fans out of the PC, so be it. I think there's some other options that I can consider to work around that. We can crank up the RPM of the remaining fan that's in the top to blow a little more exhaust out of the top. And I think we'll have to look, this maybe will be another video, another project. I might even be able to just relocate that fan to the back of the PC so that we'll have one exhaust up and one exhaust out the back, fairly close to the wall, but there's enough of a bit of a gap there that the air would still flow, and we'll still have the benefit of two exhaust fans working in the case. But as it is, it'll actually take some gaming, some real gaming, fire up the PC full bore and all of that to make sure or see if we have any type of cooling problems with just the one fan. Of course, there's always the option still of putting the PC back downstairs and so on, but I kind of like it here. I like having the direct access to it. I will be updating, I think, some more living room PC consoleized style gaming videos in the future. Folks are generally pretty interested in that topic, and it does pretty well here on the channel. So, end of vlog 10. We are fully online with the video chain, Apple TV, Kaleidescape, and PC. If you noticed, I didn't do actually anything with the switch here. I'm going to just kind of leave that out of this vlog for the moment. I'm just still not sure what I'm going to do. Three possible outcomes. We're either going to go ahead and install the Switch 1 back in the system, and we'll just keep it and use it sparingly as we usually do. We will just sell it and go no Switch, no more Nintendo. The PC and a little bit of backup Apple TV gaming may be all that we need to fulfill our gaming needs in the household. Or I'll go ahead and sell it off, and my son and I this weekend, it's a boys' weekend actually, we'll make a little run to Best Buy and we'll go ahead and pick up the Switch 2, and we'll get the Switch 2 integrated into the setup here. Stay tuned, TBD, stay tuned on that. But as it is, having the two video sources up and running and having the PC is the main thing that we were looking to accomplish here, and success. So I'm going to end this vlog here as we segue into the next part. For you, it may be a couple days difference or whatnot between watching the vlogs. For us, we're getting right into it. The full Cal Utopias, we're going in. We're doing the audio system. It's Friday night. The goal Friday night here is to be fully online. We want to be watching a movie, watching some cartoons, playing some games in here tonight for the boys' weekend. Thanks for tuning in. I hope these vlogs have been interesting and helpful and informative for you. Of course, I do want to mention I am a dealer, integrator, reseller, and a consultant here for home theater, for a whole bunch of audio video brands. If you're working on a project, you're working on some upgrades, please, and you like my content helps you, it inspires you, it teaches you, please give me the option or the opportunity to win your business directly. I'm a dealer, reseller for a whole bunch of audio video brands, including many of the things that I like and use myself. Kaleidescape, multiple TV brands, LG, JVC, Panamorph lenses, Stewart and Seymour screens, Focal, Denon Marantz, Sony Epson, the Snap brands like the Wattbox and the Strong Racks and stuff that I use. Reach out if you're interested in any of this or anything else. I have partners, I have referrals, I have a great set of infrastructure, partners and collaborators and systems to even be able to access some stuff that I don't list directly or that I may not list on my website. Reach out, jeremy@techthusiasm.net, or go to www.techthusiasm.com. Check out all my dealer, reseller, integrator info there. And there's a contact form to get in touch as well. If you'd like to help me more simply, there's a whole bunch of affiliates down in the description of every video, as well as on my webpage. Amazon, Target, Walmart, Audio Advice, Crutchfield, eBay, apparel stores, and more. If you're doing your shopping, especially at holiday time, please use those links. Just an easy click, no extra cost to you, big benefit to the channel and everything that I'm trying to do here. I welcome folks to become channel members. If the videos are super helpful to you, leave a super thanks, PayPal, Venmo tip, whatever it may be, always much appreciated. And please do that regular YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, hit the bell, share the video, and leave a comment. Man, Video Chain is back online. Let's go, we're almost there. The finish line is in sight, and we're hurtling toward it. I cannot wait to have the whole thing up and running. Thanks for watching. Come on back for more home theater discussion and fun, because we're having a lot of fun right now.